Right, guys, welcome back. We're going to go through a couple of things this week that's happened this week. Firstly, PSR and FFP. Bit of an overall on this. Obviously, Chelsea's been in the news because they're signing everyone.
Everyone and their fucking dog.
Is financial fair play working?
Yeah. I do you know what? I think the way they've done it's just clever. And I know a lot of people have a go at the fact, they spent all this money, but they've done it over extended time period contracts, and it's financial fair play. It's not transfer fair play.
Okay.
So when you, I know obviously the car park sale is going to come into it, but it's part of the business that they've then sold. So for me, if it's financial fair play, that applies to the whole aspect of what the club owns.
Yeah.
Footballers are assets. The car park they sold. I agree. A lot of people are going to look at it going, it goes towards a transfer budget, but it's financial fair play. It's like the whole club.
I mean, I don't like it because my team's signed one player. But I just don't understand how Chelsea can just sign so many players in the past 2 years. And I know people say that it's a fact of their long extended contracts, but then I thought there was a rule that brought it that somebody brought.
Yeah, so UEFA were trying to bring in basically a player's depreciation rate used to be based on a contract. That's what Ben's on about. So then what it used to do was probably the highlight of Mudryk in it. What was he? 9 years, 9-year deal.
Something like that.
Yeah. And the idea was that 78 million or whatever they spent on him depreciates at a percentage across that 9 years. So rather than having it, I'm trying to think of a sign. So Declan Rice was in 4 years.
Yeah, something like 2020.
So that will be 25% ish every single year that it depreciates down in your assets. Mm-hmm. So the way that it works is Makayo Mudryk is depreciating. It sounds stupid because it's a person, but he's depreciating over 9. Yeah, just about over. But yeah, pretty much.
So they brought in a rule to kind of stamp that out.
I don't know if they actually brought it in or not. I know they were looking at it. I don't know if they actually did.
Well, if they have, it's that Chelsea are still doing it because they're set to sign Pedro Neto. And his contract's apparently...
They signed him. Yeah.
It's been announced then to 2030. That's his contract.
Yeah, so I don't know how you do stop it. So I think Ben's right. You either need to look at a football club as a football club or you need to look at it as a business. You can't ask them to do financial accounting and ask them to do all of this and it's against asset and liabilities and you can't run into debt. That's the idea of what financial fair play was. And then moan when they're putting these contracts over longer terms.
For me, I think if you made it specific to just transfers, then fair enough. I would say that then.
How do you do that though?
Well, that's what I mean. So if it's financial fair play, for me, you have to take the club in and all of its assets. I don't think you could just go, well, it's nothing but transfers, unless you specifically make it about what they allocate to their transfer budget.
That's what I was going to ask.
And what they spend.
So you think then you have business accounts and then you have a profit and loss basically on players.
Basically, yeah. I think if you wanted to get more, if you want to be more black and white with it, I think if you're calling it financial fair play, then what Chelsea have done, to me, hasn't broken any rule. They've signed longer contracts, so the depreciation rate is lower per year.
Is there any need for it though?
I've got a question.
They've got the money for it. I think the problem is, I know the argument is that you just don't turn around and spunk like 300 million in a year. But I think if it's spread over a 10-year period. Obviously, everyone's looking at it in a positive. Look at the negative.
Yeah.
You've got Makayo Mudryk for what, 9 years? If he's good for 2 years and he's crap for 7, you've got to try and sell him.
Yeah, so that's what I agree with.
There's a big downside.
I think they're playing a dangerous game right now. I think that's why I think they've gone for players like Neto now. They've gone for players that are actually been in the Premier League. Because before, I mean, if you look at all the players they've signed, none of them are bad players, I would say. No. Probably. Mudryk was lighting it up in his previous club. Gusto was good. All of these players were good. They've just come into a Chelsea team that's been so...
It's a bit Frankenstein's monster, isn't it? It's very much not a lot of the pieces fit, so you've just kind of forced the team to work, and it just kind of hasn't yet.
Yeah.
But I think if the way financial fair play, I don't think Chelsea's done a bad job. I think they've been quite smart about it. But I think if you wanted to specifically change it to, like you said, profit in and out of players, then they're knackered. They're going to be...
I might just be naive and show my lack of knowledge with this. But what's the difference from before they got done with financial fair play to now?
They've never been done with financial fair play.
They did because they had the 2-year transfer ban.
Oh, okay. I don't know, to be honest with you. I think that was overspending, but because it's a threshold.
I mean, they still sign like players to extended contracts. Maybe not the fucking 9 years.
Yeah.
Sort of.
The idea was
about it, all the extended like usually a long contract people were looking at like 4 or 5 years that's a fair amount of time. I think Chelsea with all their extended ones, it's like between 6 and 9 years for all of their big budget players that they've signed on.
I mean, my worry is I don't know. I don't agree with though being able to offset it with selling a fucking car park for 78 million or whatever it was, 76 million.
What is in this car park that's that much?
Do you know what it will be? I could be completely wrong, right? But I don't think we'll disclose the details anyway. But if you look at delve into the details of that, I bet you as a subsidiary of the private equity fund.
Yeah, but I also think though, if it's financial fair play and it's about the club on a whole, I wouldn't have any bother about us doing that either.
But they walked this in when 8 clubs decided not to vote against the not being able to buy from another club with your ownership.
Yeah,
you can't have it both ways. You can't want to fudge the rules that way, but not want to fudge the rules the other.
Well, if you think about it, City would be laughing as well with that.
Yeah, well, they've literally just signed that Savio. It's from Girona.
But are they not also linked with, is it Miami and PSG?
Yeah.
Ownership-wise, they're linked with all... So realistically, to cover them, if they're all considered as part of one, they could trade between each other. That's a nightmare. Yeah. So you are right. The 8 clubs that didn't vote for it, you signed it yourself.
Yeah. No, I'm not... Yeah, I mean, I don't really mind them doing it, to be fair. It's not gaining them anything.
You know what the big part of it that annoys me is the fact that they're overspending on players. For me, 56 million on Pedro Neto.
That's a lot of money.
Last season, they've overpaid for him. If you ask me the start of last season and the previous season, it would be bang on. It's the fact that he was so injury prone last season. You just spent nearly £60 million on a player that could be.
But do you not think now though it's the only way that you get the players now though, isn't it? It's either the player really wants to come to you, so they wait until their contract goes to a zero, or you overpay and you get them in before anyone else does. They don't, at the moment, there's no happy medium with players because players are willing to basically do the club out of money so they can get a move wherever they want, or you've got to offer hand over fist to try and get the player you want. There doesn't seem to be any level ground at the moment.
Yeah, but no one really was in for now.
No, Spurs apparently teetered around it, but didn't want to pay the money.
But you know what I mean? There's been people poking about, but there was nobody.
Because everyone looks at it going, 56 million for Neto is a lot. I mean, not to always take about West Ham. I think Kudus was 38 or 36 million. Mm-hmm. He isn't better than Kudus. I don't think, personally. I don't think he's better than Kudus.
No, definitely not recently either.
There's more. I feel Neto's more of a rounded player. Like, he's. In Kudus is more.
Is he 60 million worth of?
No, but what I'm saying is Kudus is developing his skills. I feel Neto's
already a package.
Already there.
So I guess is it actually working though? Because you look at
financial fair play.
Yeah, because you look at Tony. He looked like he can't get moved because Brentford are over thinking. Apparently, Man United are going to come into bother with PSR or FFP, in the next year or so. Chelsea's looking like they're probably going to be in trouble if they don't want to sell off. I don't know, whatever they're handbagging away. But
this will kind of segue into my thing with Arsenal is the fact of we've signed Carl Fiore for 50 million, give or take a couple of 5 million. But that's the only signing we've made. And everyone's going, we need to sell to get players in, but we're not wanting to sell players, we want to loan them. Like Nketiah to Marseille. We want to loan them with an option to buy next year.
Yeah, I can't.
We said this though when we talked about your transfers. He's like, you've got such an annoying squad at the moment because realistically, you've already been challenging City for the title.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what the areas you need to improve? Yeah, you're right. I think you need to flog players, but I also think you need to stop leaving Deadwood on the bench.
They have spent big though. Let's not pretend like they're not spending big. I mean, they bought this Calafiori. I can't understand. You've got Timber coming back, and if you don't have Timber there, you have Kiriar as backup. If you don't have Kiriar as backup, you have Zinchenko as backup. And how many fucking left backs do you need?
I think he had like one foot out the door at one point.
But you get what I mean? Is you've signed someone because he had a good Euros and an alright season at Bologna, and it's the position you didn't need, in my opinion. Surely you put 50 million into a striker.
Yeah, I think 50 million. I think you also cash in on Ramsdale. I think he's a player that's sitting there that I think realistically, you can make money out of him.
Yes, 40 million easy.
He plays regular football. He's England's number one over Pope.
Yeah, I think so.
So for me, why is Arsenal in the transfer market not looking to get rid of him?
You know what Arteta's come out and said?
Go on.
The players need to have a chance to show why they should be in the squad.
Yeah, the only bloody way he's
No,
going to do
yes,
that.
Joe did. He had 9 months while Raya was there last year and he didn't get in.
But it needs to prove why he
How
has
does
to
he
be
prove?
there by playing in pre-season, which we've signed Tommy Setford from Ajax, really promising keeper, Ramsdale, and I think they've combined played 0 minutes.
Yeah, I think Ramsdale's career is going to get killed by Arteta being a twat.
It's mad,
I'm not going to lie. I don't think there's any other answer for it.
Do you know what's crazy about it?
For him, somebody else was in for him.
I'll take him tomorrow.
Do you know, genuinely, this might be a wild opinion. I genuinely would take Ramsdale over Edison.
Yeah.
And that might be English brain, just thinking, oh, well, he's English. I genuinely, right now, if I'm Man City and Ramsdale was going on a cheap, which he has to, because you don't play him. So no one's going to pay 40 million for him, 50 million for him. He doesn't play.
No. He hasn't
So
played for about a year.
you say 20, 25 million. Absolutely, I'd take Ramsdale at City. Ramsdale and Ortega as two goalkeepers. I think that's class.
You know what? It annoys me because when I've calculated in my head, we could easily get about 100 million of player sales.
Yeah.
Nketiah, 20 million. Reece Nelson, 20 million. Ramsdale, 40. That's 80 there.
I don't think 40 for Ramsdale, but okay.
But you know what I mean?
I think if he was playing regular football, I think you'd easily get it. But I think with him at the moment, you probably.
The problem is, I think we brought this up last week, is they've spent big on players, not used them, and then it almost seems as if Arsenal will go, well, we're going to sell them at the price we want to sell them at, and you're like, that's fine, but you're not going to sell them then. It's like Man United, the top end of the Premier League almost never make a profit with departures. They never do. Look at Man United. Man United will hemorrhage money every single player they've ever bought, and it's not a dig at Man United, but if you're leaving Man United, it's not to go into a bigger club usually. No. It's because you've fallen off.
There are very few stories where people have left, and that's usually to Madrid. Beckham and Iron are the only two stories I can think of where they've gone.
Ronaldo.
Where they've gone to a bigger horizon.
Even a club that you kind of went sideways to. Don't worry, I think Man United's bigger, but Di Maria went to PSG. They still lost money with him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They will always, and Arsenal will always lose money on players, but it almost seems as if Edu and Arteta are absolutely reluctant to do that. How they managed to get 30 million for Emil Sifro is beyond me. The geezer's not playing any football.
But I genuinely think Ramsdale's going to end up taking you're going to either have to take a loss on him or you're going to kill his career. Yeah. And I think it's a shame for me as an English fan. I'm sitting here just watching basically a club killer player's career. Like, look at Smith Rowe. How much football did he play last year?
No.
He played like
10 minutes.
No, he played more than 10 minutes, but it's probably like 10 minutes.
I think that's the argument. That's been the rumblings though outside of Arsenal this whole summer. I don't know if you've seen it as I have, but apparently that whole bench isn't happy because they don't feel they're even getting a shout. Fabio Vieira not getting a shout.
But he's been injured most of the time.
But you look at Arteta and he said people can get their way into the team. All right. Who's managed to get their way into the team then?
Yeah.
You have to, look at
how shaky Raya was. Even look at it when you first signed Raya. Lens, massive mistake in Lens. Yeah. Was it Fulham at home? Massive mistake, or was that Ramsdale? It was
it was him, I think.
But I think
he's had these blunders, and then he wasn't dropped anyway.
You're a team competing for the league. You can't play a starting 11 constantly. It's not an excuse. It's just not. It's not possible. You will never win the league.
I think Raya plays simply the fact the goalkeeping coach we have now was Raya's ex-goalkeeper.
Mad, isn't it?
So he's going to favour.
It's just stupid though, because if you don't want him and you're never going to play him, just flog him.
We've got 4 keepers.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
We've got Carl Hayne, Aaron Ramsdale, David Raya, and Tommy Setford. Tommy Setford's 19. I think he'll be our number 2.
I think you'll loan him out.
I don't. No,
you don't want him?
Carl Hayne, he'll go out on loan. Apparently, he's going on loan. Sell Ramsdale. Tommy Setford is 19, and he's already mature as a goalkeeper for his age.
I don't think you won't sell Ramsdale this year.
Should.
And you should, but you won't sell Ramsdale this year. That Setford won't even get a look in. And then, you'll loan out your 4th.
Do you know what it comes across as? It comes across as Arsenal scrambling to get this Premier League. Do you know what I mean?
You know what?
When I mean scrambling, they bought a left back. I don't think they needed one. When I mean that is, I think Timber can play out there. Sorry. You brought in Raya. He wasn't really an improvement on Ramsdale. You've been calling out for a striker. I'm assuming he thinks Havertz is going to do a better job than he done last year at striker.
It's what Jesus. He's got something in his eyes apparently now.
Oh right.
Okay. He's got that. He's got.
What did
something.
he have mud in his eyes the whole time before?
Have you realised Arteta might be a better poet than he is a football manager?
Honestly,
he's missed his calling. Yeah.
I mean, Jesus has scored one tap in pre-season, and he's going to be our.
Can we talk about the pickpockets?
Just like.
So for people that don't know, is apparently the Arsenal players were. This just sounds like one of those situations that never happened, but no one's ever going to say anything about it. So we might as well bring it up. Is apparently the Arsenal players were at dinner, and Arteta brought in professional pickpocketers to nick some of their stuff, and at the end of dinner, show what they've nicked to prove to them that you always need to be switched on. I've got a couple of questions about this. Is if you ever sat down, I'm assuming it's a nice place because the professional footballers are on, it's not Burger King, is it? So, no shade to Burger King. How do you nick someone's gear while you're sitting down?
Also, what did he do? Walk outside, look for Oliver and Fagan on the corner, and he just go, "I'll come in, I'll give you a tenner."
Question: where do you find them?
And professional pickpocket? That's not a thing. Because if you're a professional, you're going to get nicked, aren't you?
Well, yeah.
Well,
yeah. And surely it'd be obvious if you're sitting down something to eat and there's geezers with balaclavas behind you nicking stuff out of your pocket.
Yeah, and it's what is
it being switched on? It's called being awake.
Yeah. Hang on, he's grabbed the wrong thing there, cheeky. That'll be a tenner. Yeah, what? It's just. Do you know what? The light bulb. The stupid
the light bulb happened. I have a conspiracy, by the way. This did not happen.
No. Do you know what? Right, with all the ridiculous shit that's happened before, the dog called Win. That's done a big bag of dick, isn't it? The light bulb, and then now pickpockets. What next?
Well, they've got. Have you seen the Premier League sign they've got at their training ground? They've got. You'll know this. They've got a Premier League logo, so like the Premier League trophy in the wall. And Edu installed it. I think the first season he was there as director. It will light up when they're in the Premier League.
I wonder how many times they've had to replace the bulbs. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ. Do you know what, right? It's quite honestly.
West Ham fans are throwing shade at Arsenal fans.
You know it's bad, right? When the football news has dried up that much that some mug. Well,
this was everywhere. This is partially why I have a problem with this. This was everywhere. I saw this on every single Arsenal fan page about a fucking bunch of pickpocketers nicking stuff out of people's wallets.
Oliver Twist, the Arsenal take. Like, what's the point?
2 seconds. I'm going to say this. The meaning behind the stuff he does actually makes sense.
Off.
The actual practice of it doesn't.
Are you joking?
It does make sense.
The
meaning behind it, not the actual practice.
If anything,
is it the meaning behind
this? Is that Disney film? The past is in the past.
Yeah, is this not actually just an insult to North London? He's sitting there going, "Right, lads, see, keep an eye on your pockets next time you go for a wander." Like it just doesn't make sense.
No, it's just a situation that did not happen. I'm not having it. Didn't happen. No, it didn't happen. No, because what I'm saying is right.
Hire one. We need to hire one.
They're in a nice fancy hotel in America, sitting down. Are you honestly saying to me? Because the way I'm looking at it is they're in a room, right, all eating, and no one's realising there's geezers behind them.
No, of course.
Also, right, if someone gives about in your pocket, you're not going to lamp them if they're trying to take your phone.
So Auditore has actually been hired to nick some stuff off Arsenal players.
Ubisoft hired all their parkour boys to just run in and.
Also, would you not say that was a bit of a dig as well, off Arteta?
Why not?
The car key's been nicked, and he turns around and goes, "See, should have been more awake." You know,
how do the players feel of this? That's like us going to the pub, right, and someone's taking your wallet and then going, look what I've had for the past half hour. And you're going to go.
Yeah, I want to give him a slap.
Yeah, don't need to keep players alert.
But that doesn't make sense. This isn't Jackass. You're not waiting for a prank round the corner. You're not going to get high-fived in the face, are you? This is football. You're looking at a man that's come running towards you when you've got the ball.
It is an odd one. As I said, I don't know if you agree with this. I don't think it happened.
I'm not declaring it's
Has it happened?
Yeah.
I actually, genuinely, with all the other stupid stuff that's happened, they've got an all or nothing. Well, it's nothing, isn't it? Like, no. I can quite honestly say it's happened.
Well, it's not wrong.
Oh, fair.
Well,
All right.
no, but
I'm not being a mug.
all or
I'm just-
nothing. We didn't get anything that season.
I'm not being a mug. I'm just saying, with
The
all
only-
the antics that they're coming out with, this is right up Arteta's
The
street,
only
isn't it?
exciting part there was the fight between Lacazette and Cedric in fucking training. That's it. That's probably the highlight of the.
So if he ever gets sacked, he'll be reminded for a light bulb, some professional pickpocketers that he somehow found.
A dog called Win.
A dog called Win. Yeah, training you never walk alone, even though that song isn't on while they're playing. So it's odd, but there we are. It just can you not just because if he didn't do the stupid shit, he'd just be considered a good manager.
Yeah. Whereas now I just look at him as a fucking clown.
He's a stay court merchant, isn't
What
he?
if he wins it this year?
What?
What if he wins the Prem this year?
He's still a fucking clown, mate. It doesn't change the fact.
I
He
don't
just
think
win
he's
it with
a
a
clown.
mate. He just wins it with a mate.
Clown's
Yeah.
a bit harsh.
He
The
was-
stuff that he does
Is
is a
it?
bit odd.
Pickpockets,
Yeah.
mate.
He'll
like
be
light
remembered.
bulbs.
He'll be remembered in the same league. Do you remember that old Hull manager that used to constantly have a Bluetooth headset on?
Yeah.
He'll be remembered for that.
We do that.
Oh.
We've got to go with the fucking AirPods.
No, but Arteta doesn't. Is my point.
No, he may as well.
But
He's got somebody in the stadium, like just sitting with the fans, feeding them what he's seeing from above and stuff.
he could genuinely go down.
Ashburton FBI. Like, what's going on?
Maybe he was a pickpocket.
Oh yeah, maybe that's half of who the pickpockets were. It was the Ashburton.
Maybe
Mafia.
if they hire the pickpockets to pickpocket the fans, we might have fucking money to spend on transfers.
They already do that when you pay your ticket fees.
No, that's fucking ballots,
Oh,
mate.
just-
Fuck me. That ballot is fucking abolished. Fuck me.
Talking about tickets, you've got Wolves at home next week.
Yes,
Opening game of the season. No Pedro Neto now.
3-0.
Wolves or Arsenal?
Oh, Arsenal. I'm not too sure.
Can I ask you a question? Have you actually ever give us a prediction that Arsenal isn't winning?
Yeah,
Have you?
I thought City. Did I not say City?
No, I think
The first.
people watch this back. I'm almost certain that you said you'd scrape it like 1-0.
No, the first tie against City.
I don't know. That's too
I'm
shitty.
sure that did.
I think it'll be a close game. I'd
I'd
like to see Wolves win.
First game of the season. I always love first game.
Yeah,
of
'cause
the
you never
season.
know.
2 cents. Who have they got now?
Huh?
Who's their star player now?
Oh, it's got to be that Wang geezer, isn't it?
So that's
Chan.
him.
Yeah, pretty much.
But who's going to feed them the balls?
I don't know.
This is what I mean.
No,
Because
I think you'll win. I think you'll win. My thing is, I love the
Because
confidence.
I'd like to see Wolves win. And it's first game of the season, mate. This could be a trip up. You never know. First game of the season's always an unknown.
Does your boy start? Does Timber start?
Well, he's got a foot injury at the moment.
Oh,
For
does he?
God's sake. Is he ever
He's
fit?
a sick note, isn't he?
Yeah, what's the point?
He's not. He was barely ever injured at Ajax. This is
So he just came to North London and he just trips over all the time.
to be fair, he torn his ACL.
What's his leg injury now?
No, his foot. I don't know what he done with his foot. But he's got
So how long's he out for now?
don't know.
So he is.
Are we ever going to see this boy play?
just an Ajax.
He's class. He's class.
He's just Andy Carroll, isn't he?
Yeah,
No,
yeah, he
that's
is.
slander.
No, Andy Carroll actually managed to play like more than 20 minutes for us.
I'm sorry, that's slander. You need to wash him off.
Like, Jesus Christ.
No, I think you'll win comfortably. I would be very surprised if you don't.
Well, my question is, Carl Fiore going to actually start on Saturday?
But he has to. There's no Timber.
Yeah, but he's not played.
Zinchenko's not going to
Oh,
start.
not
is
at
he?
all.
He's not played any minutes for Arsenal.
Is he fit?
He might. There are 2 seconds. He might have played today.
They've all got foot injuries, mate.
I'm not going to lie, right? If Calafiori and Timber,
Chasing the burglars.
He wasn't signed.
he
yet.
tripped over Win trying to get to the pickpockets. That's what happened.
Think about it. I only saw the burglars, sorry. I only saw the stuff this week about it.
That's what happened in America. I thought it happened in America.
I don't know.
I didn't really.
Maybe it's not professional pickpockets either, is it? I don't know.
It's more focused on our transfers that aren't happening rather than the fucking pickpocket.
Ah, it's mental.
But
Yeah.
Zinchenko can't start. Chiba, he needs gone.
Who?
Zinchenko.
Oh, right, okay.
He needs fucking gone. Party Rice midfield. Then Saka.
I think that's too defensive against Wolves.
Yeah,
you literally just said
Parkinson.
that you literally just said they have no players.
No, but when
And then turning around and saying, "Oh, well,
when
we
they
need to
play
play two
together,
sixes."
no, but it's odd. When they played together, we created more.
Are we going to see in an era where we're playing where the quote unquote possibly challenges at a title? I'm going to keep on banging this fucking drum, by the way. Are playing 4 centre backs
I'm not going
and
to
2
lie.
holding sixes.
If you lot play the football you played last year, this year, I'm not going to watch your games because it was just cancer football. And I'll be very
Do you
disappointed.
enjoy it?
Like, Surely you can't
Have
like
to.
watching like slower Atletico Madrid. Like it's just.
I like
I don't know
Atletico
about
Madrid.
Oh,
I like Atletico Madrid.
I don't.
I do.
It's cancer ball.
We're going back to Rafa Benitez's times.
Yeah.
It's actually shocking.
Yeah. Sam Allardyce is going to get a job in the Prem next year.
Him guy's an assistant coach with Arteta.
Who?
Sam Allardyce.
When in doubt, get it out, lads. Yeah, just
No, absolutely
long
not.
ball football.
You know, speaking about Atletico Madrid, though, one of the biggest fucking news headlines of this week: Julian Alvarez is leaving City to sign for Atletico.
I was literally about to say, you know, when I said big clubs don't make money back, is Man City are showing big clubs exactly what to do. They always sell at the crest, but when you're right at the top, look at Mahrez. It was good. Got money back for him. Sane got money for him.
They sell when they're meant to. They're quite. I would give them their dues business wise. No, they didn't need to. But the problem is, what you said is your problem is you just leave people on a bench and they don't bother doing it.
Yeah.
A City go, well, that's 70 million sitting right there. That's 50 million, and they just offload them because they know.
Sterling.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's loads of players.
I'll give City their dues. Business wise, they are very clever.
They do the best business in the world.
Yeah.
This is probably...
no, Real Madrid has actually.
Yeah, they do most of it.
This will probably be the best bit of business this transfer window. Signing a player for 22 million euros and selling him for 104 million euros.
It's mad, isn't it? Do you know what? This is where the FFP question strikes back as well, right? Where you turn around and you go, does it work? And I think City are the example right now of going, they pick up players, all right, sometimes through the other subsidiary clubs, and I get that, and that's wrong. But they pick up players like this, they play them 3-4 years, and if they aren't quite up to scratch or they don't quite fit the system, or they have someone else like Haaland, they would actively make a profit on them.
Yeah.
Because they look at it and go, it needs to be put back in to fuel the next one.
But also, what I like about it is it doesn't kill any player's career. You know what I mean? Like you've gone from City to Atletico. Atletico are still a big La Liga club. I don't like the football.
I don't know if this was right. Part of it was he didn't like the weather.
Probably.
That can't be right.
That's not he's not the only South American player to actually state that.
It's written. I know it's.
What do you think was going to? Have you honestly? I'm only imagining. But has any Argentinian ever been sitting there on a nice day in Buenos Aires in July and gone, you know where it sounds nice in summer? Manchester.
Yeah.
No one has ever said that.
I'd really like to go to Crawley. I think the weather thing's just stupid. It's Britain.
I thought did Tevez not say that at one point?
Oh, Tevez was a prick. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever heard this Carlos Tevez story. He actually hired someone 30 grand a year to go through his post, and the reason why that came about was because he got stopped by the police and realised he actually got banned from driving 6 months before that day.
That's just class power.
He's a total prick.
Yeah, legend.
But 30 grand to go through mail.
Yeah.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Tevez, where are you right now? I'll do it for 30k.
Nice segue though into West Ham. Obviously, we've just drew with Betis and then won the penalty shootout. So technically, we just won then, didn't we? Apparently, I watched a bit of it, but that is extremely, extremely promising. That's the first pre-season game we've had everyone. We had Paqueta back, with Bowen back, Kudus back, the whole 9 yards, and apparently some of the football we played. I mean, I watched the goals. There's one goal where Paqueta comes in, passes it off into Kudus, Kudus backheels it into Bowen, Bowen decides it into Paqueta, and Paqueta fucking chips the keeper. It was Arsenal-Norwich-esque. Not quite the same level, but I'm watching my football team play football for the first time in
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah. First time in 5 years we've actually played positive football.
It's an almost crying moment.
Well,
I'm very, like I've said this, I think the last two pods, is I'm very, very positive for our first game. I don't think we're going to go in and trance anyone, but I just think we're just going to play good football. And I'm happy for that. I just want to, for how long, last at least 2, 3, 4 years, we've just expected dross. I don't know.
Both goals are unreal. I think we conceded the second goal when half the team was off. So that's the Tobido still needs to come in and play.
Again, like you said it before,
I think as well. Apparently, medical either today or tomorrow.
We've won the transfer market, mate. In my opinion, obviously City have made money, but I think bringing people in wise, I don't think anyone's done any better.
I know I didn't put us down as overachievers, but it was only because of the 2 bad results actually in the pre-season. But that might have been the wrong decision for me. But I think the first game, and Celta Vigo got no mugs but the first game against Villa, I'm not confident for it, but I also don't look at their team and think they have an any better team than us.
No, and I'm quietly confident. I'll put West Ham as overachievers for my season prediction. So I'd be happy either way. But I genuinely think we're going to turn up with good bits.
I think he's obviously Alvarez didn't play, so that was the only probably first teamer that didn't play. But you had Guaido, Rodriguez, and Souček being in the 6s. Well, 6 and 8. That seemed to work. Guaido, Rodriguez apparently had a blinder. As I say, I didn't watch it all, but I think that's how we'll play against Villa. I think we'll play 2 6s.
Well, I was on Facebook yesterday after your game, and something caught my eye, and it's kind of statement type questions. And obviously, you start West Ham. I want to kind of get your opinion and your thought on it. So there's 7, but I'll go for the first one. So, I'll be quick. Paqueta is like your new manager's main man in the middle.
Yeah.
Kudus will predominantly be played wide unless there are games he feels we can play both in the middle.
Yeah.
And sacrifice more defensive midfielders. True.
I think I said that. Did I not say that last week? I think.
Yeah.
My midfield 3 against the quote unquote lesser teams. I know that's probably disrespectful to some teams, but lesser teams. My midfield 3 would be Kudus, Paqueta, and Alvarez.
Mm-hmm.
I think I said this to you last night. I think if you give a front 3 right now of Sullivan on the left, Byrne on the right, Fulkrug, Paqueta, and Kudus, I think we could possibly be one of the most exciting teams in the Prem.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see us play, to be honest, mate, against Prem opposition.
And I think, sorry, I'll just put it out there as well. I think they're right, because I think you'll see Paqueta in a different level this year due to the freedom that I think he'll get.
Yep.
Especially even against the bigger teams, because he'll have the whole centre of the pitch, and I think we'll play a double pivot against most big teams.
Yeah.
Yep. Second one, Mavropanos will be the player that misses out due to Todibo coming in, with the Frenchman starting alongside Max Kilman.
Yes, I would agree. That's probably our first team partnership. I think he brought in Todibo as a backup, because I don't know. Mavropanos was very good last year. So obviously, I'm sorry, I'll let you in a second. Mavropanos was very good last year, but he had moments. I think they were all, when he conceded, I think 78 goals in one season, and the worst tally ever. I think every defender's had a bit of a mare, but Mav was probably the best out of the bad bunch.
I'd agree. I don't really like, as Mav was cast last year. I enjoyed watching him play. It was probably a ringing of some old school centre back as well. So I don't want to see him miss minutes, but I don't know a lot about the geezer we brought in.
I genuinely would go a step further. I think if Wan-Bissaka wasn't signed, I think Mavropanos might start right back. And I've just slagged you lot off with playing 4 centre backs, but I can actually see us doing that. He's putting Mav on the right, because he's not slow. He's quite quick.
Yeah.
Centre back.
Yeah.
And I could see us using that as almost like a springboard to play a bit more of an attacking lineup. It's having those 3 centre backs letting Emerson push up into his usual strength, and then moving over into almost like a back 3. And the good thing about Todibo, Kilman, and Mav is all of them can play football with their feet. And that's what we've been lacking for so long.
This one might get your backs up a bit. The Hammers revert back to Moyes' era lack of possession when Souček and Ward-Prowse are in the midfield together.
Yeah, they won't play.
I don't think they'll play together. But I agree. I think they're both very negative on the ball. I think
you get one. You get. I genuinely think if Guaido Rodriguez, I think he'll be bedded in quite phased. I could be completely wrong, by the way. He could play straight away, but I'd be very surprised.
I'd like to see Wardy with more freedom, though.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think someone like a Villa, I can see us playing maybe Paqueta, Ward-Prowse, and Alvarez if Alvarez is fit. The reason why Guaido and Souček were is Alvarez apparently isn't fully match fit yet from being back from the Copa.
But I think Wardy, given playing in a negative team under Moyes, now playing in...
I don't know how he fits in that 4-3-3, though.
I think ball player-wise, though,
Ward-Prowse, yeah.
It'd be interesting. I'm interested to see.
Well, you've hit the next one. Rodriguez is going to be a proper midfielder, runs the midfield, and is integral to our possession-based style of play.
Do you know what it'll be? I'm calling this now. As I said, I've only seen 20 minutes of him. I'm calling him as prime Souček a couple of years back. he looks dominant. He looks physical, and the only thing he can do that Souček has kind of lost the ability to is fucking pass the ball. Because Souček can't seem to do that.
No, the one thing Souček always brings is he touches every blade of grass, doesn't he? He just runs, and hopefully this will add a bit more.
Yeah, fair enough. Paqueta and Bowen are near and world class when they play together.
Yeah. I think I've said that about Paqueta for the last 6 months on this pod, is I think when he is in form, I don't think there's necessarily an out-and-out playmaker that's better in the Prem. Better, as in, I mean, when I mean out-and-out better, as in, I mean, I put him in the same category as Bruno Fernandes, because I think Bruno Fernandes is world-class. I'd probably put him in the same category as maybe a De Bruyne, Erdegaard, those sort of players. I think he's up that level.
I think Bowen is as well. I'm not going to lie. I think there's times where he has quiet spell, but I don't think there's a player on the right hand side that you say doesn't.
No, because I think he'll be lamped into centre forward if Fulkrug doesn't work straight away. I don't. From what I have seen of Julian Lopetegui, is he does not fuck about.
No.
If you ain't working, we're going to try something else.
Yeah. Next one, I don't necessarily agree with. Somerville and that Brazilian boy you signed like last month are likely to start on the bench.
I'll let you answer.
I think Somerville will. I think Somerville will start on the left. I could genuinely see him starting, but I don't know about the other boy. I don't think he'll start.
He'll be benched. Still be benched. But Somerville, I can see being benched. I think Somerville starts if Kudus starts in the middle, because the out and out choices is Kudus can't play up front. He ain't going to play up front. So the only other place he can play is either in the centre, on the right, or on the left. Well, he ain't getting in front of Bowen right now. Although I don't think it's bad having competition on that side either, to be honest with you, because Bowen can't do some of the things that Kudus can. But I think Kudus will be put out on the left, which isn't his stronger side, but being put out on the left when he can't play in that middle. But yeah, I'd probably tend to agree. Both of them will probably be benched.
Forgot about Kudus when I was thinking about it.
Yeah, no.
We have so much going forward this season. It's actually scary.
Yeah. Is that going to be counterproductive, though? Like, as much as attacking...
Do you know what I want?
prowess you've got, is it going to...
I think a lot of players are going to be... I think the players that J-Lo's inherited from Moyes, I think are going to... I think the first couple of games, he's going to be a bit of a shock with how much freedom they get. But I think it'll work wonders. I genuinely think that they'll slot in.
For too long now. I think we've literally last season. Souček, we play regardless because Moyes plays him. Oh well, Antonio's quiet. Well, we have to play him with no one else. We've had this for fucking years, and he seems to brought people in and go. And basically, I think he's turning around and going. That's what I think he's signed Cresswell on. That's why I think he's there for an extra year. Because if Everton can't do the back tracking, defensive wise, one thing you can guarantee from Cresswell is all right at the back.
Do you know what? I'd actually just genuinely be happy to see squad rotation. I'm actually just looking forward to seeing.
This is one of the first time in years that you can actually do it.
If you look at it, look at our whole front three, it can change it. All right, okay, it's still a drop off because I do think Bowen's one of the best right wingers in the league, but there is a drop off. But we actually have a whole front three we can use. Change that up. Our midfield can be put in so many different combinations. Our back line is the only thing I'm worried about, but I don't think when you start signing Tadivo and Kilman and Wan-Bissaka, I think then you need to go for throat with Areola. I don't think he's good enough.
Yeah. Last one, personally put this on, was he's undecided on whether J-Lo will start Antonio or Fulkrug against Villa. So the question is, who would you play?
Well, who would I start or how would I play?
No, who would you start out?
I'd start Fulkrug. You?
Oh, I thought there was going to be more of that.
I was gonna go. It would depend. I'd probably start with Fulkrug, but if it wasn't working or they were shutting him out, then I'd swap Antonio on and run their legs out. But I think against more defensive opposition, I'd start Antonio for the first half, let him run ragged and cause nothing but problems. Then I put Fulkrug on to take advantage.
Yeah. I'm pleading the fifth on this. I genuinely think Villa will play a high line next week against us. I think that's the way they play. They like playing a high line. I wouldn't pick any of them. I would love to see a front three of Sullivan on the left, Kudus on the right, and Bowen in the middle.
I said this start last season, Bowen could happily play in the middle.
He played in the middle for the first half of the season. We were flying. He played in the middle because he's just better than Antonio. I don't care what anyone says. What I want is Villa. Villa always play that high line, and I think if I'd actually like to see Paqueta, Wardy, and Alvarez as a midfield three. The only reason why is you have 3 runners in that front 3, and I think Ward-Prowse and Paqueta are our best ball playing centre mids.
Bowen he surprises me quite a bit. He's like a pit bull. He doesn't look like he should have the physicality for a striker, but he does, and he just keeps going. Yeah. If he doesn't beat his man on the first try, he doesn't then go, I'm just going to turn on and keep going back. He's going to keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it until he actually does it.
I think that's because a lot of right wingers now go down as soon as someone sniffed them. Salah, bad for it.
But what he's saying is a lot of wingers.
Saka does this. I'll say this. Saka tries to beat his man, doesn't beat him, and instead of actually doing it over and over again, he'll go back down the line or he'll cut in and either try and cross it or shoot.
I just think he
Bowen is on the right. Bowen is a lot like Martinelli. Martinelli's like that.
Martinelli's he goes.
He'll go for your throat for 90 minutes. That's one thing you can always guarantee with him.
And I think that's why he's not going to start many games this season. I think it's the same as what you're saying. 70 odd, 80 odd minute, bring Antonio on, run the defence.
I'm interested to see how many players he beds in at once against Villa. Because I think if we sign Wan-Bissaka on Monday, he plays. I don't think Todibo does.
Yeah.
I think it's probably Kilman, Mav, Emerson on the left, Areola in goal. As I said, I'd like to see Ward-Prowse, Alvarez and Paqueta. I don't think it will be that. I think it'll be probably Guaido, Alvarez and Paqueta, I would think. That's probably why I think he played an hour of that against Celta Vigo. So I can't see him not doing that. And then the front three. I'm in the front three. We've got such an adaptive front three now where we can, if you're going to sit off us, chuck Fulkrug on because it's aerially dominant. Yeah. But then if you're going to have a high line, you could equally put Bowen in the centre, Kudus out on the right and Sullivan on the left. You have 3 runners. That's what Sullivan was brilliant at Leeds.
Yeah.
I do think Antonio is still an asset. I just don't think he's there for the goal scoring.
So the good thing is now, though, no, he's not a winger, though. He's nowhere near
No, he's not a winger. But I think, if it's against a highly defensive team, I think he's class to put on because he does just knacker centre-backs. It's such a problem.
What's a good thing is I felt towards the end of the season, his art wasn't in it. And I think there is parts of Antonio's career at West Ham where the art isn't in it.
Yeah.
And I think now he has to.
Well, that's the argument, isn't it? Now that we've finally got Moyes at the club, with his negative, blame everyone else sort of attitude, maybe Antonio will pick it up again. Because we've all seen when his head's in it and he's loving the challenges, he goes for it. He's unreal.
I can imagine he's horrible to play against.
Yeah.
He's just such an awkward player.
And as a centre-back, I can imagine he's a nightmare because he's quick, but he's also a monster.
Yeah.
And he's not afraid to challenge anyone. He'll just go for it.
West Ham's this team with deceptiveness.
It's outrageous talent this year.
You've got Fulkrug, who's tall and does not look fucking...
Sorry. I know I said I didn't get excited for him, and I'm not. I think he adds another string to our bow. I'm not excited by him. Let's see what he does. But everyone that I've been speaking to this week has slagged him off.
Yeah,
saying it's a bad signing. I can't understand that.
Well, this is what I mean. No one really knows what to expect from him. He's tall. He doesn't look like he should be fast.
No,
he's quick again in behind. His head switched on. You've got Kudus that is. He shouldn't be as physical as he is.
Oh, you can't get the ball off him.
But he is. And then you've got Bowen that shouldn't have the strength to hold off and hold up play, but he does.
Yeah.
Souček, he shouldn't be quick. He is, though. And Mavropanos as well. He's another one that you think Greek, slow type centre-back, slow transitioning. He's the opposite.
The biggest change this year, single-handedly, and anyone who watches West Ham this season will see this, is you saw all season, you've seen it all actually through his whole career, he's played through the centre, is Antonio always went into out, not out to in for a striker's movements. When you saw his heat map, I actually saw it the other day. His heat map and Fulcrook's heat map last year. Antonio is so prevalent in those final third down the sides, and then in the box, but not really any of that. You know that if you draw a line from the two penalty box side in the centre, he didn't do that middle third thing. I saw Fulcrook's heat map. All he does is sit there.
Because you know what, if you watch Dortmund, you watch West Ham last season. West Ham loved cross balls, and I feel Antonio was always going.
Yeah, well, our whole thing was pass out from the back four into Paqueta's feet at the left. That's why he played out on the left to try and think he wasn't getting marked as heavily, and then fucking twat it towards Bowen.
I mean. But
to be fair, now, like you said, we've got that person in the middle that he's good aerially. He's got the finishing.
Mm-hmm.
It will be. I am very interested to see how well people call it. Do you know what? And it's not a conspiracy. I think people have looked at it, gone, "Oh, you got Dortmund's main striker. That'd be a shit signing, mate." I think it's just anti-West Ham strike.
No, he wasn't their main striker. But my thing is when I mean, I don't know how you call someone. I know he's 31. I know he costs 30 million, but he played under a Nagelsmann system for Germany national team. All right, fair enough. They aren't gifted with a lot of strikers at the moment, but he still was in there, and Nagelsmann dropped a lot of stars, that German squad. He got 20 goal involvement. He didn't look out of place in the Champions League. What's the problem?
He should have scored in the Champions League final.
He
had a great chance in the header in the box, and it went wide.
Well, even in the Euros, he had another absolutely amazing chance that he only just went over the bar.
That's what I feel you guys are missing. You're missing that striker. Well, no, you're not, but you're missing that striker.
It's the danger, isn't it?
He's there.
Yeah.
He knows where to be. And that's what we lack. We lack the person to just poach.
It's the Haaland always in the right place at the right time sort of thing.
That's what we've been missing for a while, and I think that's what Spurs were very well. What I mean is, what Spurs were very lucky with, so whenever Antonio wasn't firing, did you ever look at our team and think, "Oh, they're a threat"?
Up until last year, no.
You thought last year we were a threat?
Yeah, well, you bet us 2-3 times though. 2 out of 3 times, sorry.
That's mad.
Before that, I was always confident. And then actually, I think 10 minutes into our first game, it was sort of like, "Oh, you can't use a here to play. Use a here for the win. You're not here to just show face and kick a ball about. You actually wanted to beat us." That was the first time I would say a few years at least, probably since when you bet us first day of the season. What was that? 5 years ago?
Yeah, 15, 16.
God, it's fucking way more than that. Yeah, you know that's a long ass time. So up until last year, no, I didn't see West Ham as a threat to us. Now you've got all these players in. I think.
Let's see.
Yeah,
I would love for you to actually go into a English Cup, whether that be Carabao Cup, FA Cup, and go far in it. At least semis, final. Because when was the last time you were that far into the FA Cup?
Oh, years ago.
Yeah, I agree with you actually. As much as obviously Moyes winning us a trophy, fair play, loved it. It was amazing. I'd like to see us do something in England. No, whether or not it is Carabao. I'm not expecting the league. I'm not expecting the FA Cup to win the FA Cup. But
a boy in my work, I know it's all working the sound like that, and a boy in my work, and that he ain't a West Ham fan. He thinks top. He backs you too. He thinks top 4 is doable.
I genuinely,
I don't think it is.
I think fourth would be the max. I think you'll get, but you're definitely in top 6.
I agree. I think if
do you finish above Spurs?
Yes.
Yeah. If J-Lo gets this team working, and he gets it working properly, I genuinely don't see an issue with us doing top 4.
One other question, because I brought this up to Ben midweek, is how far down the line do you see it if it isn't working? When do you call it and you go, no, you know what? He's getting sacked.
Christmas. No. You know what? I'd be unfair. After January, after that transfer window.
And do you think that's dependent on... So if you gave me next Saturday R5, and we lost, say 3-2, but we looked really good, I wouldn't mind.
That's what I was going to say then. When I say that, I mean use our bottom,
Right, okay.
bottom, like near relegation yard to fucking Europe, and you're getting pumped every second game.
Because you don't agree with that, do
4-1.
you?
No, I think you give him a minimum of the season. And I would say that's the bare minimum. I think
So
I think he gets this season either way.
Mhm.
However we play, as long as there is an improvement on the football.
What happens if you go down the championship then? You take relegation?
that was my question. If you're getting pumped 4-0, 4-1
Yeah.
every
No, completely.
second, third game, are you then still going to be? It doesn't matter because he's still transitioned well. He's still passed well, played well.
It depends, because if it looked like under Moyes, I would say at times we looked completely hopeless, and I wanted him out straight away.
Mhm.
Whereas I think if we were hopeless from the start of the season up till, like you said, January, I'd be sitting there and going, if there is no sign of improvement, or there is no if there is no win or like some sort of improvement in between that, then yeah, obviously, if you lost every game since the start of the Prem, then yeah, I'd say bin him.
As in, what
I'd say if we had on and off results, then no, I would say he gets the season.
No. So I agree with that. Anything more than a relegation fight, I think you keep him, because the thing is, if you look at it, he's trying to steer a whole club into a different way of playing football.
Yeah.
But I also, as well, I don't know if the owners will.
I think playing negative football for 4 or 5 years and then changing to a manager that wants to turn that around, you've invested in him. You've got to give him the time.
Yeah,
Because if you don't, I agree. Obviously, if we're in a relegation fight, you sit there, and if he's not won a game, yeah, okay, it's not worked. You might need to get rid of him. But on and off results, playing good football, then in my opinion, you have to give him the season.
Well, I can guarantee one thing: is next week. I'm not on the pod next week, but next week he will not get to any stick from me if we lose against Villa and the performance is good.
No.
And I will be like that until the way I've always looked at a football season is you fall whereabout you are after October. I don't look at a table until really late September, early October.
Do you know what? I'll just be happy to see.
Won it in November. If I was a West Ham fan, right, and I'm looking at next week Aston Villa, who they're in the Champions League, or they're not? They're in the Champions League. They had a good English campaign last season. As long as it's competitive,
yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
as long that's what I'd be looking for. Yeah, a win bonus, cherry on top.
Do you know what would be unreal?
But if I was a West Ham fan, I just want to show a bit of fight.
Do you know what would be unreal if we actually turned round and smashed the granny out of them? I don't think we will, because I don't think that's really possible against Villa. I don't think they've ever really had it tight under Emery, and I don't think they're really leak goals like that. But if we could somehow play this really attractive way of playing football, apparently it was brilliant yesterday, the whole game, and we didn't just we beat them comfortably. It would be.
Do you know what I'm genuinely happy and looking forward to?
No Moyes.
No, well, that and proactive subs.
Maybe
Not waiting 85 minutes in a system that isn't working for a bloody substitute.
Just touch food because.
Joe, actually, sorry. One thing when we go on to it, if Moyes ever needs to know the West Ham way, and this did piss me off last week, and it's still pissing me off now, is if he needs to check what the West Ham way is, go back and check that Paqueta goal, because that is what I call the West Ham way.
Or just watch Slav.
Forward foot, one touch football. That's all I'm looking for. Silky stuff. We ain't going to win leagues. That's fine. But can we play all right football?
Yeah. In all honesty, I'm content in being a West Ham fan. If we play good football and turn a couple of big clubs over here and there, I'm happy with that. Just upsetting a big club here or there. United turn up, get a slap. I'm happy with that.
Just not us, shit. Fuck me. That was awful.
But one thing I don't think you'll see is a 5-0, a 5-2, a 6-1.
But that's what I'm looking forward to is if those results.
If you have injuries, if you have proper injuries and you've had to put a defender at centre back.
Yeah, right. But you know what I mean. I don't think you'll see. I mean, that was a full team. That 6-1 was a full team.
I would maybe touch with again because something happened to Villa.
No. But bar Paqueta, that was a full team against Arsenal in the January. The 5-2 full team, 5-0 against Fulham full team, 5-1 against Chelsea full team.
I think
you won't see that this year. I don't think so.
I think
he won't be there long.
Opposite. I think you'll see an awful lot of you're just outscoring.
Oh, yeah.
Where it doesn't matter how good or bad the defence is. You score one, we'll score two.
I think we'll concede goals, but I think we will score them.
And I think compared to the 10% possession crap that we were playing, I'm okay with that.
We've had more possession in every single game. J-Lo's been charged with so far.
And the fact is, last year we had next to no possession, and we were still hemorrhaging goals. So, in all honesty, mate, I'll take hemorrhaging goals if we're scoring them as well.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't care if we conceded another 70 this year, as long as we're outscoring those 70. Yeah. I genuinely don't care.
I even would say, as an Arsenal fan, looking at West Ham this year, I haven't been this excited to watch or see how a team does, especially West Ham, from when you had Payet.
Well, do you know what it feels like?
That's the last time I actually looked at West Ham and thought, wow.
That feels like a Payet season, but do you know what it also feels like as well, pre-season, is what the sort of positivity Spurs had last year with Ange. It's that sort of, what football's coming out next week.
Yeah.
It ain't going to be that absolute shit from Moyes. You're going to come out and play football. It's like, if you look at, if alternate universe, Moyes is managing us, and you've got Villa next week, we sit there with 28% possession. We do.
Do you know what, mate?
Do you know what I mean? We knew what we were getting into.
Yeah, just can't be asked with that at all. Like, I'll give Spurs fans their dues. And I like the fact he has a go at the players.
He plays best for the league.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. I think he maybe needs a bit more investment, but I'll leave that to the Spurs fans to decide. But I think football-wise, you can't argue with the guy. His mentality's class.
That's like good football, man.
Yeah. You have those managers or head coaches where before kickoff, you can script how it's going to go.
Yeah.
Arteta is one of those people. He has a plan A. Now, if that doesn't work...
I think he changed it up last year, to be fair, compared to what he played the season before. But yeah, I get what you mean.
But you know what I mean?
He knew his way of playing.
He has one plan, and he does it. We seem to be able to just force our way through and win. Yeah. I think Lopetegui will be one week you can be very defensive, and then you can go midweek in a cup and fucking.
We've literally
smashed 5 in.
We've used 4 formations this pre-season already.
I think it's the whole deceptive of. Do you know what we're going to do? Because I know what we're going to, but do you know?
That's why when people started mentioning some of the results, and you sit there and you go, mate, we're just chucking a team out there to see what works.
Yeah.
How many games?
You're chucking shit at a wall and seeing what actually.
We're literally just going right. This formation and starting 11's that.
Yeah,
and we're just going for it. And all right, okay, we lost a couple of the pre-season games, but it's pre-season. That's what it's for.
How many games?
It's a trial and error.
Yeah, it's a practice.
As much as it doesn't matter, as I said last week, it's the performance it does.
Yeah.
The results. We drew at Bournemouth, won against United, stuff like that. But I don't care about that.
How many games did you... I know I'm bad for this, but how many games last year did you watch with me and I told you who exactly was going off and who was going on?
Quite a few.
And and how it's changing the system. And what we've always said is if you're sitting at home knowing exactly what's going to change...
Personally,
surely the professional coach next to him and the opposition team knows exactly what's going to happen.
It's actually going to be refreshing to see a manager just go, fuck it, but you don't see this coming, and just chuck someone on.
Yeah,
like we have got a decent enough bench. Just change something.
The last time I think we actually done that, bar Pellegrini, because he used to throw a bit of a curveball every so often. Bilic, the one game that always bring kind of makes you think of it is I remember we went down to 10 men against Liverpool at Anfield and we were 3-1 up, 3-0 up. Nose went off, got sent off, and he put 2 strikers on.
Yeah, because
you don't see that anymore, do you?
No.
The one thing that I think it's not just Moyes, I think it's the Prem in general. People panic. As soon as they go a man down there, rather than hitting the fuck it button and just go, we're going to go for the game then, they just sit there going, damage control. Nah, this is meant to be football. You're meant to be playing for the win. You're not meant to be playing, I'm losing.
Also, you are in the business of entertainment.
Yeah, well,
I think that is also
that's what I mean. If you're losing 2-0 already, right? Me as a fan, I'd rather, fuck it, put 2 strikers on and go for it, than chuck another 2 defenders on and just sit there going, we're still going to lose 2-0, but we're not going to concede another one.
I think the last manager that was like that, has left the Prem last season.
Klopp.
Yeah.
He was the only one that would be like, we're 3-0 up. I don't give a fuck, it's Southampton, we're going to get...
Do you know one that you won't see? There you go, and another one, because you were there with me when this happened at Anfield. When we went 1-0 down against Liverpool, no team will take off their best centre-back against us this year, 1-0, knowing that we won't come out and play. Because he done that. He took off Van Dijk as soon as we went 1-0 up. Because he knew Moyes didn't want it.
Because, unfortunately...
I wanted to watch him, but fuck it.
Moyes' tactics never changed. We brought him back. It worked for a season where we got a couple of results that we didn't even see coming. And then afterwards, everyone knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
And he just... I don't want to go back to that interview because, you can go fuck himself. But, if we could... Like you said, if we can see it on the couch... Then they know it in the dugout, mate.
Yeah, they've got to.
Yeah.
They've got to. That's one thing, actually, that
If
I
they
know
don't, there's questions.
Going slightly off topic, but that's actually why I love that All or Nothing thing, TV series. Not so much, and I'm not digging Arteta out, not so much Arsenal's. I actually really enjoyed Spurs because you get to see the level of detail Mourinho went into it. Mourinho was unreal. Mm-hmm. But I believe he does that.
Yeah.
That story on one of the he done a podcast. And he's actually written down about Carlos Puyol. He's that brilliant defender, but hot-headed. So before as he was walking out onto the pitch, he slapped him around the back of the head, knowing that if he pissed him off before the game, he was done.
I wouldn't have done to Carlos Puyol.
It's Mourinho. Mourinho's got balls of steel, mate. I reckon he'd walk out to Mike Tyson and give him a slap. I could quite honestly see Mourinho doing that.
He does,
he just sits there. No, because it's Mourinho.
Oh, yeah.
He's the special one,
crazy.
Yeah,
he's the special one is fucking knocked out on the floor. Fucking out. No, I with the all or nothing stuff you're on about. What I really like, in the last one I saw was Thomas Frank, Brentford, is when they're mic'd up and you can actually hear what he's saying to the players.
Yeah.
And the one thing I loved is he's speaking to his assistant coach, going, "So what do you think?" Not, "I think we should do this."
Yeah.
He went, "So."
But that's actually a manager I'd like to see get a better job.
I think he will.
It's the football that he plays is the problem.
It's a clientele he's kind of got at the moment.
Yeah,
It's not really...
I like him as a manager. I think he'd be good. So I do genuinely... But I think there's a couple of...
I think he would have been a great Chelsea manager. Personally.
That is a shocking opinion.
Well, you can have a shocking opinion. I do. I think he'd be... No, I think he would.
Would you have him at Arsenal?
But the players...
Joe,
I wouldn't be against it.
I never said that. Would you take him at Arsenal?
Joe, I could genuinely see...
We're winning it this season.
They're coming in if Arteta doesn't win this. You win in the Premier League.
Yeah, I'll 100% say that. I do. I think with the clientele Chelsea have got compared to Brentford, he could do wonders with that team. Not saying that. Who the fuck Chelsea got now? Who they brought in?
Yes, Leicester manager. Go on.
Oh, him. But no one knows how he's going to do.
Well, they do, because he used to be under Pep, so they've just copied the blueprint of what Arsenal have done. We're going to take that sort of style.
You don't think we're successful.
I agree.
Potter was successful at Brighton, but not at Chelsea.
Do you know my biggest thing that's going to annoy me is is everyone just going to bring in Pep's assistants as their managers?
Yeah, Bournemouth have literally done the same.
But Arteta was always going to do that, though, wasn't he?
You've literally got Arteta. You've got the Bournemouth manager. I don't know how to pronounce his name. And the Chelsea manager now,
You're not just start bringing in Klopp's assistants. At least there will be a bit of a change.
The Jurgen Klopp's assistant was the number one running for the Liverpool job, and he went, "No, I ain't doing it, mate, without Klopp."
I liked that. That's what I mean when Klopp came in. It was that unity. Like, you do have people that get sacked, like managers that get sacked, and the coaches are still there and stuff. Like,
you had Conte, didn't he? He's probably the best example. When he's number two man. Took over Spurs after Conte left, and he botched the job being 4-0 down in 20 minutes at St James's Park.
Yeah.
Mug.
Yeah.
I think we're getting a bit off topic anyway. Thank you very much for watching. Please sub, because it makes Kev smile. There we go. And you'll see us next week at the start of the Premier League season. West Ham are winning it, I think.
With West Ham edging it against Villa and Arsenal, dominating Wolves. It's the predictions.
5-0 apparently.
No,
cheers, guys.
Fucking 3-0, Camden.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.